Good afternoon to you all. Okay, so in the last class, what we were discussing? We were discussing about displacement. Okay, okay. So we were discussing about the displacement. Fine. Now, what was the displacement? Which I told you, displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of the particle. Okay, so the shortest distance between initial and final position is known as displacement. Okay. Now I told you that displacement is a vector quantity. Now what is vector quantity? Vector quantity means it has magnitude as well as direction. Okay. So this vector quantity means it has magnitude. Now magnitude is what? The distance between A and C is the magnitude. Okay. So let us suppose that a particle started from point A and reaches point C. Okay. The distance covered by the particle is 5 kilometer. So 5 kilometer is the magnitude of the distance traveled by the particle. Now what is the direction? Now direction of displacement is always taken that the direction of displacement is always taken from the direction of displacement is always taken from initial position initial position to final position. Okay, to final position. So direction of displacement will always from initial position to final position. Okay, fine. So if the particle move from A to C, so what is the direction of displacement from that is from A to C? Direction will always start from initial position to final position. Now, now this particle return back to A. When it comes back to A, the direction of displacement would be what? From initial to final position, like this. Okay. So the arrow shows the final position. The this arrow shows the final position. Okay. And this is the tail. Okay. See, I will tell you something about vector here. Something about vectors here. Now, vector has direction. Now, how to tell the direction? The direction is always denoted by the arrow. Okay. So if arrow is there, arrow will show us the direction. The head, this is known as head of the arrow. This is the head. This is the tail. Okay. So displacement vector is always from initial position to final position. So wherever head is pointing is the direction of final position, and the tail is the initial position. Okay. So direction of displacement is always from initial position to final position. Okay. Now, now I told you that displacement can also be defined as the change in position of the particle. Fine. Now, next point of displacement is that displacement can be positive, can be positive or negative, can be positive, negative, or zero. It can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be zero. So displacement can be positive, negative, or zero. But distance was always positive. Okay. So displacement can be positive, negative, or zero. Now how it can be positive, negative, and zero? I will explain you. Just look at this. Okay. Now you know that let us suppose this is the x-axis. Okay. This is the x-axis like this. Okay. So this will be your plus x. This is your minus x. There would be reference point. Reference point means origin. So origin would be somewhere here, which is 0 comma 0. Okay. Or we can say origin or reference point. Reference, origin or reference point. Fine. Reference point. Okay. Now let us suppose that a particle started from origin. So origin will be your initial position. Say it started from point A or O. It started from point O Okay, it travels in the positive direction, means it started from O and reaches A. Fine. Now distance travel from O to A is say 50 meters. Fine. Now displacement is positive means when the particle started from origin, okay, and it is moving towards the positive side of the x-axis. So you can see that the displacement direction is along the positive direction. So when the displacement direction is along the positive, then we can say that displacement is positive here. Okay, the displacement direction is towards the positive side. So if the displacement direction is towards the positive side, then the displacement would be positive here. Okay, fine. So first of all, we are dealing with kinematics 1D. So in one dimension, we can either have x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. Okay. So now I'm assuming that the particle is moving along the x-axis. So if the direction of displacement is on the positive side, then the displacement would be positive. Now, now just tell me that now the particle started from origin and reaches B. Okay. It has traveled a distance of say 100 meters. Now you know that when the particle started from O and reaches B, in which direction it is moving? It is moving on the negative side of the x-axis. So whenever the displacement is negative side, which means negative displacement will be there. Okay. Yes, minus 100. Very good. The displacement would be minus 100. Why minus 100? See, if I find the displacement for, let us find the displacement for the first case. First case, when particle travels from, when particle travels from O to A. Fine. Now displacement is defined by displacement is final position minus initial position. Now if you take on x-axis, the coordinate of this point would be 50, 0. Okay. The coordinate of origin would be 0, 0. Okay. The displacement when the particle travels from O to A is equal to final position, which is 50, minus initial position, which is 0, which means displacement would be plus 50 meter. Okay, so when the particle travels from O to A, the displacement is positive here. Why positive? Because the particle moves along the positive x direction. Now case 2, when the particle travels from O to B. Okay, now the B coordinate is minus 100, 0, because it is on the negative side of the x-axis. Okay, so displacement would be what? Displacement would be final position, which is minus 100, minus 0, which is minus 100 meter. So when the particle travels from O to B, when the particle travels from O to B, displacement would be minus 100 meter. Okay, fine. Now when it can be 0, yes, displacement is final position minus initial position. Displacement is final position minus initial position. Okay, fine. Yes. Now let us suppose that particle started from O, it reaches B and again come back to O. Okay. See, case 3 is that particle travels from O to B, then from B to O. Okay. It travels from O to B and then B to O. Then what is the displacement now? Displacement would be final position. Now final position is O, which is 0 meter. Initial position is O, which is 0 meter. So 0 minus 0 means 0 meter. So we can see from this example that displacement can be 0, the displacement can be positive, the displacement can be negative. Okay, so displacement depends upon direction. So if the particle is traveling on the positive side of the x-axis, then it would be positive displacement. If the particle travels along the negative direction of the x-axis, then it is the negative displacement. And if the particle come back to its initial position, okay, like in the third case, the particle travels from O to B and then from B to O. which means initial position was O, the final position was O, then displacement would have been what? 0 minus 0, which is 0 meter. So displacement can be 0, it can be positive, it can be negative. Okay, fine. I hope you understand the displacement is positive, negative, or 0. Okay, fine. 0 means 0 means if the particle started from O and again come back to O. It started from O and again come back to O, which means final position was O, initial position was O, which is the origin. So 0 minus 0, which is 0 meter. Okay. Or you can say like this, that if the particle again come back to its same position, then the displacement is 0. Okay. I am saying displacement, not distance. Okay. Just keep in mind, I am saying displacement here. I am not talking about distance now. Okay. Yes, distance in the third case would have been 200 meters. That is correct. Distance is always positive. Okay. Now let us. Now they have asked me the question like this. Okay. Now in this problem only, if I ask you, what is the distance travel in the first case? Now in the first case, distance travel. Okay. The cases are same only. Now I am finding this is case one. The case one remains same. That particle travels from O to A. Now distance would be equal to how much? Distance in the first case would have been 50 meter. Correct now? Because it started from O and reaches A. Now in the second case, what is the distance? In second case, distance is the total path length. Now what is the path length it has covered? 100 meters. It has covered a path length of 100 meters. So distance would be 100 meters. In the third case, what is the distance? Now if you see the distance of third case, particle started from O, it reaches B. So how much distance it has covered? 100 meters. Then from 100, then from B to O, it has covered again 100 meters, which means how much distance it has covered? 200 meters. Yes. So distance here would be have been 200 meters. Okay. Understand? From O to, like this we can say, distance would be from O to B. O to B is 100. Then from B to O is 100, which means 200 meters is the distance traveled. So distance is always positive. It is a scalar quantity. It will always remain positive. Okay. Distance is the path length. Path length, you understand that you take a inch tape or you can take a meter scale and you just measure the length. Just length represent you the distance. Okay. So length, whether you measure the length on the negative side or you measure the length on the positive side, the length will always be positive only. Okay. Length does not depend upon direction. No, distance cannot be. Distance can be 0. Distance can be 0 if you don't move. If you don't move, the distance can be 0. Okay, fine. So if you don't move, the distance can be 0. Correct now. Yes, length does not depend upon direction. So distance will also does not depend upon direction. Okay, correct now. Yes, if the body is stationary, then the distance will be 0. Okay. Now I think you understand what is displacement. Displacement can be positive, it can be negative, it can be 0. Displacement is the vector quantity. Direction of displacement is always from initial position to final position. So whenever arrow is there like this, whenever this type of arrow is there, the arrow shows the direction. This is the initial position of the particle, this is the final position. So if you see that if the arrow is like this, it means that particle is moving from A to C. If the arrow is like this, then the particle move from C to A. Okay, fine. Yes, if you don't move, then there is no distance covered by the body. Okay, now one more some more point of displacement. Some more point of displacement is that the displacement of the particle, displacement of the particle, the displacement of the particle wait, the displacement of the particle is independent of the origin, is independent of the origin, is independent of the origin, and it depends it depends only on initial position and final position. It only depends upon initial position and final position. So another point of displacement is that the displacement the displacement is independent of the origin, and it only depends upon the initial position and the final position. Now let us explain this point. Okay, let us suppose that a particle was at point A. Okay, it reaches point B. Fine, or we can take, okay, it reaches point B. Now if I take the, or like if I take this as x-axis, okay, if I take this as x-axis like this, so this is your x-axis. Okay, fine. Now what do you understand by this statement? That the displacement it does not depends upon the displacement does not depends upon the origin. It depends upon initial and the final position. Okay, this is point A, this is point B. Okay, now you tell me one thing. If I take the origin here, like if I have taken the origin at this point O, now from point O distance is 50 meters, so this will be what? This point would be minus 50, this would be what? Say 50. Okay, now if I take the origin at the center, this is minus 50, this is 50. Okay, now what is the displacement of the particle? If the particle move from A to B, displacement would be how much? 50 minus of minus 50, which is 100 meter. Correct now? Fine, which is 100 meter. Okay, so if I take the origin exactly at the center of the both the points A and B, the displacement would be 100 meter. Now if I change the origin, okay, if I change the origin and if I take A as the origin, so if you take A as the origin, okay, if I shift the origin at this point, okay, if now this is the origin, then B becomes how much? 100. Okay, B becomes 100. Now in that case, what is the displacement? Displacement would be again same, that is 100 minus 0, which is 100 meter. So even if I change the origin, even if I change the origin, the displacement of the particle is independent of the origin. It only depends upon the final position and the initial position. It does not depend upon the origin. Okay, if you take any point as origin, the displacement will not depend upon the origin. Okay, fine. So I think you understood this point. Displacement of the particle is independent of the origin. Okay, fine. Now, see, displacement of the particle, again I will explain to you. Even if you change the origin, even if you change the origin, okay, the displacement will not change. Like you are telling me that you change the display. See, it another case can be possible, like you change the displacement on the negative side like this. See, now you tell me one thing. The distance between A and B is always 100 meters or not? Distance between A and B is always 100 meter. Okay, if you take origin here also, see, if I take origin here, then with respect to this origin, the coordinate of A will change. Say it becomes 100 meter, B becomes 200 meters. Then displacement would be what? 100. So the distance between A and B will never change now. Even if you change the origin, if you take origin here, then B become negative, A become negative, but the distance between them will always remain same. Okay, so displacement does not depends upon direction. No, 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 no. Why you take minus 50 minus 50? And what I am telling you, yes, just tell me one point. The distance between A and B is 100. Will this be changed if you take origin anywhere? If I take origin here, if I take origin here, if I take origin here, will this 100 meter will change? The distance between A and B will change. It will never change. If it will not change, yes, the displacement will not change. Displacement is basically from A to B only. Now, when you change the origin, the coordinate will change. Now, when you change the origin, coordinate will change. Like if you take origin at this point, the coordinate become 100, 200. If you take the at the center, this become minus 50, this become 50. Okay. If you take here, it becomes minus 100, minus 200, like this. Okay. So even if you change the origin, the displacement will never change. Okay. Fine. Okay. That is the next point of displacement. Now, next thing is that next important point of displacement is next important point of displacement is that distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. The distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. Okay, fine. The distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. Okay, now how to prove this? Again, to prove this, I told you the case here. See, we have point A, we have point B. The particle move from A to B with this path A, path B, and path 3. This is path 1, 2, 3. Now you look at this point. Distance depends upon origin. No, distance does not depend upon origin. Origin will tell us the reference point that it will start from this point like this. Okay, so distance does not depend upon origin. Okay, distance is a path length covered by the body. Fine. Now, if you take path 1, path 2, and path 3, the path 1 has more distance covered. Part 2 also has more distance covered. But part 2, if you take part 2, if we can see that all the three paths are distance covered. Okay, 1 is also distance covered, 2 is also distance covered, 3 is also distance covered. Okay, but if you see the part 2 is the shortest distance between A and B, which means if you take only part 2, then we can say that distance is equal to displacement for path 2. Okay, for second path, the distance is equal to displacement, and remaining all the path, if you take remaining all the path like path 1 and path 3, the distance is greater than displacement. So from here can we generalize one thing, that displacement is always greater than or equal to displacement. Distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. Can we say this or not? From this figure we can understand that if you take path 2, then distance is equal to displacement. Remaining all the path if you take, the distance is always greater than displacement. So from here we can generalize one thing, that distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. Okay, fine. So these are the some important points of the distance and displacement. Okay, fine. Now next thing, let us do one numerical based on this. Okay, I hope you understand what is distance, what is displacement. Okay, do one numerical here. A particle started from O. A particle started from O Okay, it started from from O, reaches R, okay, at a distance of 100 meters. Then from R to P, particle started from O, it reaches R at a distance of 100 meters. Then from R to P at a distance of 50 meters. Then from P to Q at a distance of 200 meters. Okay, and returns to R. Okay, so we can you just read the question carefully. Particle will start from O, reaches R, which is at a distance of 100 meter. Then from R to P at a distance of 50 meter. Then from P to Q at a distance of 200 meter. And from Q it returns to R. So from Q it returns to R. Find find the distance traveled. Find the distance traveled and displacement and displacement. Okay, find the distance travel and displacement. Yes, if the body is stationary, then displacement and distance will be zero only. Okay. Okay, 600 meter and 100 meters. Okay. Displacement is 100 meter. Okay. So whenever this type of problem comes, you should draw the figure first of all. Okay. Just draw the figure. This is a straight line. Draw the straight line like this. Okay. The particle will start from O. Okay. It started from O. It reaches R. Then from R to R at a distance of 100 meters. Okay. Then from R to P. Then from R to P. And then from P to Q. P to Q. Okay. P to Q. Okay. So from O to R, the distance travel is how much? 100 meters. From R to P, 50 meters. From P to Q, it is 200 meters. Okay. So, so how much distance is traveled? So it started from O, it reaches R, from R to P, then from P to Q, then again turns back to R. Okay. So distance is total path length. Distance equal to total path length. Okay. Equal to total path length. Now total path length is what? OR plus RP plus PQ plus QR. Correct now. Okay. OR plus RP, then PQ, then from Q to R. Na? So QR. What is OR? OR is 100. RP is 50. PQ is 200. Then QR. QR means QR can be split into two types, QP and RPR. Okay, QP and PR. Okay, that is how much? 200 plus 50, 250. Okay, so I think you will get the answer as 300, 500, 600. The distance travel will be 600 meters. Now, what is displacement? Displacement is the final position minus initial position. So you can look at this point. We have started from which point? We have started from O and we reaches R. So what is the displacement here? That is R minus O. Okay, R is how much? 100. O is 0, which means displacement would be 100 meter. Okay, the point where we start, we always take that point as origin. Okay, so for avoiding our confusion, We always take that point as origin. Okay, fine. Understand. It is not lying inside or outside. It is turning back. Means it will travel from O to R, then R to P, then P to Q, then it will turn back. Okay. I have shown you the direction outside, but it should turn back like this. Okay. Don't get confused here. OR, RP, PQ, then turns back like this. Okay. And reaches here. Fine. Okay. Next problem. I hope you understand this problem. Okay. Just wait for 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Now we have a circular path. We have a circular path like this. Okay. A circular path is there of radius R. A circular path of radius R. Okay. So this must be the origin of the path. This is radius R. Okay. Fine. We have 4 different points. This is point A, this is point B, point C, and point D. Okay, all the points are at the diametrically opposite point. Okay, all the points are at diametrically opposite point. Okay, fine. Okay, now you have to find what you need to find distance, find distance. Okay, find distance and displacement. Find distance and displacement when particle travels from B to A. Okay, then B to D. Okay, then B to C, and then B to B. Find the distance and displacement. R value is, you take R only. Okay, you take R, radius as R. In terms of R, you give the answer. In the terms of R, you give the answer. Okay. See, the point is not lying at it. We have to go clockwise only. Okay. See, in the previous problem, if you see here, we are not going outside or inside the point. We are traveling in a straight line only. Okay, O to R is straight line. We are turning back it from Q to P and then P to R. We are turning back there. Okay, so don't assume that outside or inside. I have drawn this to understand the path. Like it started from like this. Okay, it started from O. It travels initially like this. Then it turns back. Okay, understand? So don't get confused in that outside or inside. Distance equal to displacement. No, all the 4 conditions you have to find. First condition is from B to A, then B to D. First is B to A, B to D, B to C, and B to B. Distance and displacement. Okay, fine. Now let us solve this problem now. Okay, first case is B to A. Means we are traveling from B to A in this direction, B to A. Now you tell me what is the path length we are covering. So when you take B to A, what is the path length we are covering? Path length is the length along the perimeter of the circle. Okay, the length along the perimeter of circle. What is the perimeter of this 1/4 of the circle? That is what? Pi r by 2. pi r by 2 or not? Okay, so the distance is the path length. Path length here is this path from B to A path. B to A path is the 1/4 of the parameter, which is pi r by 2, which is pi r by 2. Correct now. So distance travel when you travel from B to A is pi r by 2. Now displacement is final position minus initial position. Okay, final position minus initial position. Okay, so if you just think on this A and B point, see what is displacement. First of all, displacement is the shortest distance between A and B. Correct now. So which is the shortest distance? Tell me. The line joining B to A is the shortest distance. This is the shortest distance or not? Okay. Now this is the displacement when you travel from B to A. Okay. So this is the displacement. Now if you look at this, it becomes a triangle. Okay. This radius is R. This is R. So what is the length BA? The length BA will be equal to how much? Root 2R. Root 2R. Correct? Yes. Root 2R will be the displacement here. Understand? Displacement is basically what? The distance between the final and shortest distance. Shortest distance would be the line joining B to A. So if you join line B to A, it becomes a triangle. It becomes a triangle AOB. Okay, it becomes a triangle. This is the origin AOB triangle. This is right angle triangle. So radius become root 2R. Okay, that is the first answer. Second part, when it travels from B to D. Okay, now distance travel from B to D is what? The total path length. Now what is the path length of the circle? It is the half of the perimeter. Okay, so distance would be half of the perimeter, which is pi r. Okay, half of the perimeter, which is pi r. Okay, fine. Now displacement. Now displacement is the shortest distance between B to D. Okay, now if you look at this, what is the shortest distance between B to E? If I join B to D, straight line. If you join B to D, how much displacement is how much displacement is there? That is R plus R, which this is also R. R plus R means 2R. The displacement would be 2R. Yes, very good. Okay, now third part. Now third part is what? Third part here is from B to C. Now B to C, distance travel will be how much? The total path length. So total path length is what? It travels from B to A, then B to D, then C to D, which means how much? Distance would be 3/4 of the parameter. Okay, it is 3/4 of the parameter, which means what? 3/4 means, or we can say A to B is pi r by 2. Okay, then this is pi r. So B to D is pi r, then pi r by 2, which means 3 pi r by 2 is the distance here. 3 pi r by 2 is the distance. Displacement. Again, if you see displacement is the shortest path between A to B. So this is the shortest path. If I draw the triangle like this is the shortest path. This radius r, this is radius r, which means what? Again, displacement would be equal to how much? Root 2r. Root 2r. Correct. Root 2r. Fine. And the last case, B to C. B to C distance would be what? It travels from B to A, which is pi r by 2. Then A to D. A to D means how much? A to D means sorry, pi r. Then from D to C, 3 pi r by 2. Okay, fine. And the last case is fourth case, from B to B, means it started from B and it again reaches B. Okay, so what is the total path length? The total path length is the perimeter of the parameter. Okay, So the total path length distance would be equal to perimeter, that is 2 pi r. Correct now? And what is the displacement? Displacement when the particle again reaches B, displacement would be 0. So displacement here would be 0. Is 0. Okay, fine. Fine. I hope you understand this problem. What is displacement? What is distance? For this Sunday, you have unit and dimension full with errors. Okay. So Sunday test portion is unit and dimension with errors. Fine. Yes, you have to write down everything in the notes. Okay. Whatever I'm teaching, you have to write it down. Okay. I hope you understand this displacement distance, how we got displacement distance in this circular path. Okay. Yes, it is unit and dimension only. Displacement is final position minus initial position. Timing is same as previous one. Okay. I will show all the slides. Fine. So just wait for last 5 minutes. I will show the slides. Okay. Here I am finding the magnitude of displacement. Okay. Here it is the magnitude of displacement. Okay. Here I am finding the magnitude only. Okay. I am not finding direction here. So in the question they can mention you to just find the magnitude of displacement. Fine. Here only magnitude has to be found. Okay. Direction we are not finding direction in this problem. Okay. Okay. Next. Now next is speed. Now I think I told you about the speed. Okay. What is speed? Speed is the distance by time. Okay. Distance traveled by time is known as speed. Okay. I think all the answers are correct only. I don't think anything is wrong here. B to D displacement would be 2r, distance would be pi r. Okay. Now speed. Speed is what? Speed is distance by time. Speed is distance traveled by the particle by the time taken by the particle. That is the basic formula of speed. Okay. Then we have average speed. Now what is average speed? What is average speed? Average speed is defined as the path length, total path length traveled, the total path length traveled divided by the total time taken. The total path length divided by the total time taken by the particle. Okay. Total time taken by the particle during which motion has taken place. Okay. During which motion has taken place. Means if the body is in motion, then the total path length covered by the body, the total path length covered by the body divided by total time will give us average speed. Means for speed the motion should take place. If the body is stationary, then then there will be no speed. Okay, so the motion should take place. So average speed is defined as average speed is total path length by total time taken when the particle is in motion. Okay, total time taken. Okay, now if in this problem, okay, the problem which we have discussed, first problem, okay, if in this problem if I say can you find the speed of the particle in this problem, the problem remains same that the particle started from point O, it reaches R, then R to P, then P to Q, and then Q to R. Okay, this was the uh, this was the means the condition there. Okay, now in this particular question itself, in this particular problem, if I ask you that find the speed of the particle, find the speed of particle when it travels from when it travels from O to Q. Okay, find the speed of the particle when it travels from O to Q and it takes 100 seconds to reach O. Okay, find the speed of the particle when it travels from O to Q and it takes 100 seconds to reach Q. Okay, can you find the average speed here? Yes. So average speed would be equal to how much? Average speed is total path length. Average speed would be total path length. Now what is a path length covered? From O to Q, how much distance it has covered? 100 plus 50 plus 200, which means 450, 350. So total path length is 350 and time taken is how much? 100 seconds, which means speed would be equal to 35, 3.5 meter per second. The speed is 3.5 meter per second. So that is the average speed of the particle. So average speed is the total path length covered by the body divided by the total time taken. That is the average speed of the particle. Fine. I hope you understand this. Okay. Now you can find more. If I can give you more conditions also in this only that particle started from point O and it reaches point R after traveling from O to Q and then Q to R. It took 150 seconds. Then what is the average speed? So you need to find the total distance traveled by the particle and total time taken. That if you know, you can find the average speed of the particle. Okay, that is what average speed means. Okay, now next is average velocity. See, you have NCERT book, practice from NCERT book. You will get seekers material. You practice from seekers material. Okay, fine. NCERT is important. You have to do it. If you can buy more book for practice, like MTG book or some other book, you can buy. Okay, fine. Next is average velocity. Average velocity. Okay, average velocity. So what is average velocity? Average velocity is yes, vectors and motion. Na, so motion part you have to study. Vectors I will teach you. Okay, first you study motion part, then you vectors will be there. Okay. So what is average velocity? Average velocity is total displacement of the particle by total time taken. Okay, that is the average velocity of the particle. Fine. So average velocity is displacement by time taken. So average velocity is total displacement, total displacement by total time taken. Total time taken. That is known as average velocity. Fine. Total distance by total time taken is average velocity. Okay. That is average velocity. Now, what is displacement? We know that displacement is final position minus initial position by time taken. So here we can write here as if we say that the particle started from A, it has a coordinate of x1, it reaches point B, it has a coordinate of x2. Okay, so what is displacement? Displacement is x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. Okay, t2 minus t1 means time taken to reach B, and time taken to reach from A to B is T2 minus T1. So that is the total displacement of the particle. So total displacement would be x2 minus x1 by T2 minus T1. Okay, fine. X2 is the final position, x1 is the initial position, and T2 minus T1 is the time taken by the particle to reach from A to B. Okay, the time taken by the particle to reach from A to B. That is the average velocity of the particle. Okay, fine. Now, in the problem, let's get back to that problem which we have discussed. This problem. Okay, the particle started from point O to and reaches point R at a distance of 100 meters. The same problem. Now, can you find the displacement of the particle when it reaches R? Again, means after this whole condition, it reaches R. Find the displacement. Displacement we have already found. Now, let us suppose that time taken to reach R. The time taken to reach R is the time taken to reach R. The time taken to reach R is say 100 seconds. Find average velocity. Find average velocity. Can you get the answer for this? Find the average velocity when it reaches R again. 1 meter per second. Yes, very good. Okay, so average velocity, total displacement. So when it reaches R again, what was the total displacement? 100 meters. So it should be what? Average velocity will be total displacement, which is 100 meters, by time taken 100, which is 1 meter per second. So average velocity will be equal to 1 meter per second. Okay, and average speed we found how much? 3.5 meter per second. If you can find average speed in this case, average speed. So if the particle reaches R again at 100 seconds, then what was the average speed? The average speed would have been total path length, which is 600 meters, by total time taken 100, means 6 meter per second. So average speed will come as 6 meter per second. Okay, so I hope you understand that is the difference between distance and displacement. Okay, average speed and average velocity. Okay, fine. Okay, write down one more problem. Okay, one more problem you can write it down. Okay, you want me to show all the slides? First you see all the slides. Okay, we have started from this first slide, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Okay, homework slide I will show you. Okay,
Upamanyu sir,
tell.
so this is Rajasekhar. I just want to tell one information to the students.
You can tell. You can tell.
So dear students, your chemistry sir has assigned one worksheets for you. So it will be available from today evening to Sunday evening. What you have to do, you have to download that PDF from stg.learnity.com. Hope everyone is having your username and password for it. So download your PDF and then complete your homework. So try to write it in a neat paper. So after completing it, so take your PDF. Actually take the picture and convert it into PDF. If you have Cam Scanner or else any other Adobe Reader or any other app which will take the photo and convert it into PDF, so do it and then upload it in the stg.learnity.com. So it link will be provided in the site itself. Hope you understood. So one more time, let me explain to you. So chemistry homework has been given by your teacher. So it will be assigned in the Learnity site today evening. You have to download it, and after completing the homework, you should take the photo and convert it into PDF. And then again, you have to upload it in the same stg.learnity.com. So the link will be given in the stg.learnity.com for uploading it as well as download the file also. So complete the homework before Monday and then upload it as soon as possible. Thank you. Number of questions somebody asked. Actually, it has around 5 questions and a lot of subdivision questions are there. And most of the questions you have to search in the internet and then you have to complete the homework. So Sar has mentioned in the page itself, you have to search some questions from the internet and then you have to answer it. Upload features will be available in your stg.learnity.com. So it will be shared by your coordinators also. If you have any doubts, you can talk to your coordinator about it. Thank you. Sir?
Sir.
Yes, sir. I completed, sir. You carry on, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Sir. Okay. So you can copy the homework slides also. This is the homework. Try to complete the homework. The questions are very good. Okay. Try to think and do it by yourself. Okay. Fine. Okay. Any doubt you are having, you can ask me. Yes, that is fine. In circular path, distance and displacement are in different path. That is fine. But directly we can find displacement there. Na? That displacement is the final position minus initial position. In a circular path, if you take center as origin, then if the center is at origin, then we can find like x, y, z. Okay. So in that case, we can get the displacement. Okay. Okay, some questions were wrong in that. Okay, let me see that. Fine. See, more you practice, more you practice, more you will get it better. Okay, more you practice, more you will get it better. Not tomorrow. I think only Friday it was the dot session class. Okay. Velocity is what? Velocity is displacement by time. Okay. Displacement by time is velocity. Velocity means that the time taken for the particle to move from initial position to final position, or the rate of change of displacement. A rate of change of position is known as velocity. So velocity is basically rate of change of position. Okay. Distance, see, distance is the path length. Like I told you that distance, it is not necessary that distance should be a straight line. Distance can be any other path. Any path can be there. Okay. Like when I was explaining distance, I told you the path 1 is also distance, path 2 is also distance, and path 3 is also distance. But the displacement would be a straight line joining the initial and final position. Okay. The straight line joining the initial and final position is displacement. But distance can have any other path. Okay, it is not necessary that distance should have a straight line path. If the distance have a straight line path, it means it is a displacement. Okay. Okay. Fine. You can say how speed, but velocity is different from speed. Speed only has magnitude. Velocity has direction also. Okay. So when I'm talking about this velocity, I will mention the direction also, that a particle is moving from A to B. Okay. So that is the direction also is there. Okay. You can leave now. Okay. Thank you all.